The journey to growth rarely looks perfect. It bends, it falters, it repeats itself. Yet within those messy moments lies something more powerful than perfection: progress. We live in a world obsessed with flawless outcomes. Social feeds overflow with polished success stories, curated highlight reels where mistakes are invisible. It's easy to believe that unless we can achieve perfection, our efforts aren't worth showing. But beneath that glossy surface is a quieter truth. Perfection paralyzes. Think of the times you've waited for the perfect moment to start. That book you've wanted to write is still a blank page. The gym membership card tucked into your wallet, unused. The language you wanted to learn. You paused after lesson 1 because your accent wasn't right. Perfection tells us, not yet, not good enough, not ready. But perfection is a mirage. No matter how close you walk towards it, it moves just a little further into the horizon. The truth is, nobody starts at the finish line. Every artist, every leader, every skill you admire began with clumsy first steps. A growth mindset asks us to flip the lens, to stop measuring worth by outcomes and instead celebrate the act of showing up. Progress is the coffee-stained draft that finally captures a sentence you're proud of. It's the first kilometer jogged after years of stillness. It's the nervous presentation delivered with shaky hands, but delivered nonetheless. These moments are not failures. They are evidence. Evidence that you are willing to begin, willing to risk imperfection in order to grow. Think of a child learning to walk. No parent scolds their child for falling. Each stumble is cheered as a victory because falling means they are trying, learning, and moving forward. Yet as adults, we lose that grace for ourselves. One mistake, and we retreat. One imperfect outcome, and we label ourselves incapable. But growth is nothing more than the adult version of learning to walk, stumbling, steadying, then stepping further than before. Look at history's greatest innovators. Thomas Edison tested thousands of materials before discovering a workable filament for the light bulb. When asked if he had failed, he famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." His brilliance wasn't in perfection, it was in persistence, in progress. Or take the story of J.K. Rowling, who wrote in cafes as a struggling single mother, manuscript after manuscript rejected by publishers. The global empire of Harry Potter wasn't born from perfection. It was born from refusing to let imperfection stop her. Even in everyday life, progress matters more than polish. The person who meal preps one healthy lunch is already reshaping their habits. The beginner who learns 3 new guitar chords is already unlocking music. The student who scores slightly higher than last time is proof of growth. These are the stepping stones that build momentum, brick by brick. So how do we embrace progress over perfection? It begins with reframing success. Instead of asking, "Did I achieve it flawlessly?" ask, "Did I move forward today?" That shift changes everything. It turns every attempt, however messy, into a victory. Practical tools help too. Journaling small wins keeps progress visible. Breaking goals into smaller steps makes them achievable. Speaking kindly to yourself, celebrating effort rather than criticizing mistakes, creates resilience. And perhaps most importantly, surrounding yourself with people who cheer your progress, not those who demand perfection, builds an environment where growth thrives. Imagine your goals as climbing a mountain. If you look only at the distant peak, the climb feels impossible. But if you notice the progress you've reached, the view opening wider, the strength you've built, you realize you are already succeeding. The peak is not the only victory, the journey itself is. Perfectionism, on the other hand, robs us of joy. It tells the runner that unless they finish a marathon, their 3-mile jog doesn't count. It tells the painter that unless their work belongs in a gallery, their art is worthless. It tells the student that unless they earn top marks, their effort was wasted. But progress whispers something gentler, something truer. Look how far you've come. And here's the paradox. When you focus on progress, you often achieve more than when you chase perfection. Because progress builds momentum. Each step gives you energy for the next. Perfection stalls you before you even begin. Consider the Japanese concept of kaizen, continuous improvement. It teaches that small, steady changes compound into remarkable transformations. Factories improved quality not through sudden leaps, but through daily adjustments. Lives change the same way, not overnight, but over time. In truth, perfection is static. It never grows, never shifts, never surprises. Progress, however, is alive. It adapts, it bends, it evolves. And in evolution, we find meaning. So today, whatever your goal, let go of flawless outcomes. Celebrate the attempt, honor the effort, notice the tiny gains from the extra page written, the new recipe cooked, the slightly stronger voice when you speak up. These are not small. They are the markers of becoming. Remember, perfection is not the goal. The goal is growth. The goal is courage. The goal is showing up again and again until you look back and realize how far you've traveled. Celebrate your progress. It is the truest measure of who you are becoming. And in the end, becoming will always be greater than being perfect.